guys, welcome back to the Three Hammers, and I'm joined by Paul, and that can only mean one thing. Paul only joins us, and we only ever do these sort of impromptu things when we feel we have to talk and we have to make a comment on what's happened, you know. Listen, we've lost today. Shocking, poor team choices, poor tactical choices, but so much has gone on, mate. And I don't know, it's just, for me, this is all because the anger that the march was cancelled, the anger's still there, it's still there, and it's still raw from these supposed plastic fans and these normal fans, you know. They're not happy with sitting around the table and having flags at half-time that came out.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And I'll tell you what, right now, I've never been so happy after losing a game. I've never been this happy after losing a game. I'll tell you, I said in the podcast during the week that was it. You know, the momentum's gone. All the momentum that built up is gone, and Gold, Sullivan and Brady had won. Do you know what, mate? I was wrong. The fans at the ground today showed me that there's still some fight left, and I couldn't be prouder, mate. I could not be prouder. I'm so pleased that finally the fans are showing they're not going to take it anymore. They've had enough and they're not going to take it anymore. And I was like, yeah, the game was poor, we lost, you know, but again, that's not really what's going to be being talked about after this. And that's the thing, that is the main thing. You know, people might disagree about pitch invaders, people might disagree about all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, that's what's going to get it noticed, that's what's going to get it talked about in the press, and that's what's going to put the pressure on.
Yeah, no, mate, listen, I understand what people are saying about the pitch invaders, you know, that they are like, they're not needed in football, the pitch invaders, and there's not really a place for them. But the way they were shouting at the board in the director's box, I'm all for that.
See, the thing is, like I say as well, even with the pitch invaders, you know, those guys, and apparently one of them got an absolute clumping when he went back into the stands. But if that is what it takes to spark something, and if that's what it takes to get this whole thing noticed, then I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? I hope it happens every game. I said this earlier, and I honestly mean it, because it's bigger than this now. I don't care if we lose every other game this season 3-0 and we go down. I don't care. If that is what it takes to get those out of the club, I'm all for it.
Yeah. No, like I don't want us to go down or get relegated, but a lot of West Ham fans are speaking your same view, mate. There are a lot of fans out there that are saying exactly the same, that if it takes us to go down and it means they go, that they would be willing to take that on the chin. Yeah. I'll be honest, I still don't know where I lie with that, you know, because I do love the Premier League football. But
see, I do as well. But the thing is as well, the more you think about it, it's like being in the Premier League or being in the Championship, you know, you still get to watch football every week, assuming you go to West Ham games, you know what I mean? So a lot of people have been saying, oh, but, you know, all the money that you get from the Premier League, well, so what? It's not like we've been spending it. All the money we've got from Premier League, it's not like we've been putting that into the squad. So what difference is it going to make if we're playing in the Championship? You know, yeah, we might lose some big players, and that'll be a shame. I'll be gutted to see that. But, you know, if that, again, it's all about, to me, that's irrelevant now. To me, it's all about the rebuilding, and it's all about getting those out of the club and starting again and rebuilding.
Yeah, mate. Some of the songs being sung, obviously, the lies, lies, lies. We're not West Ham anymore. Sell the club. And there really is, that we said it in the podcast, didn't we? This disconnection with West Ham now. There really is, like, they obviously got up, didn't they? Sullivan and Gold, they got up, they left. I think it was about the 80th, 85th minute. And the only man sitting left in there, mate, was the only man who's probably safe in the whole of that director's box, and that was Sir Trev. And it was quite an image. It really was quite an image, actually. I was at the game today, but obviously I've seen the pictures from telly and on Twitter.
Well, mate, Trev knows, man. He's a smart man, and he knows what's going on. I saw a comment on These Up Mother Brown I was looking through after the game, and someone commented saying they wouldn't be surprised if he wishes he was down there with the fans chanting against the ball. Do you know what I mean? He knows what's going on. He can't be happy. You know, you've seen it. You've seen it quite a lot. I know, like the likes of it there was a video clip floating around Twitter the other day of Tony Cotty saying about Irish just got to the point now where the fans have just been being mugged off. You know, these old West Ham icons, legends, they know what's going on. They're going to be hurting just as much as we are.
Commentating today as well, didn't you? Mm-hmm. You said Tony Gale was commentating as well on the game.
That's right, yeah.
And he was having it Selman as well.
Yeah. And it's like I say, it's just got to the point, and I was so pleased. I was so pleased to see it, because I really did think that after everything that had gone on over the last few days, the last week, that was it. That killed the club, and Brady and Sullivan in particular have won, and it just proved me wrong today. And I was so pleased to be proved wrong. You know, just to see West Ham fans still got some fight in them, and it's been mentioned a few times. I know you mentioned it yourself before we came on, but if the fans had been allowed to have their peaceful protest, if the fans had been allowed to have their peaceful march, would it have all kicked off like that today?
I don't think so.
You know, if you try and stop fans...
I think there would have been a bit of hate and there would have been some singing, but I don't think you would have had that impact of God knows how many fans there actually was that were standing in front of the director's box cheering now. But I don't think you would have had that sort of situation arise.
No, well, if you think before it all got called off and everything, there were 16,000 fans wanting to march, and then all of a sudden they got told no, they couldn't. And I will say, fair play, there was a couple of hundred that did turn up and actually march today. Fair play to you guys for doing that. And apparently that went off without a hitch. It was peaceful. Police turned up, gave them an escort to the ground, and it was great. And they're basically saying, right, same time next week. So maybe we're going to see more of a swell from that as well. I
think a march should happen. I really do. I think the Southampton game, they need to do the march now.
It should happen, yeah. But I mean, this is what happens when you try and hold the fans down and you try and tell them, no, you can't march. No, you're not allowed to have a say. This is what happens. It boils over, and eventually you can only, you know what I mean? You can only kick a dog so many times before it bites you. And that's exactly what happened today. And I was pleased to see it.
It's a shame that it's got that far, mate, that it's had to result in that.
But it's a massive shame.
But it is like exactly as you say, mate, there's only so much anyone can take, and then you end up retaliating. Yeah. You know, we spend a lot of money going over there, you know, people spending £400, £500, £600 season tickets, put on top of that £500 for your food and your travel, and anyone that goes away games, you're spending a lot of money, and you're not seeing anything back. Oh, we get a few flags at half time, and the stewards, like you say, mate, the stewards, where were they when they actually run on the pitch? And Mark Noble was actually the one who actually did the stewarding in the end. Yeah,
it was pathetic, mate, pathetic. And you know, there's been an emergency meeting called with the London Stadium operators, and I'm guessing that's what the club are going to say. They're going to say, what's going on? You failed to keep the fans in order. The stewarding weren't up to scratch. I'm guessing that's going to be talked about, but doesn't really matter. Nothing like it's all going to kick off now. The only thing is now is what's going to come of this. There's obviously going to be, you know, the club's going to have the book thrown at them for this. I'm guessing there'll be a big fine. I've already seen loads of other muggy fans from other clubs throwing around points deductions and things like that, saying they should have points deducted, blah, blah, blah. But we'll definitely be fined for it. It'd be interesting to see what the actual fallout is. But again, you know what I mean? As long as it hurts Sullivan and Brady and Gold, I don't care. And
there's also your old Jeff Sterling threw his 20 pence in as well, didn't he, with the flag? I didn't know the exact comment because obviously I was at the game. What was it he said? Yeah,
so he said, so it was actually posted up on Twitter. If you've ever heard of the account Accidental Partridge, basically saying like people do accidental whale in partridge quotes. He was basically saying about a fan run onto the pitch and actually got hold of the corner flag. What if he decided to use it as a weapon? He actually said, "What if we decided to use it as a I can't remember what the actual expression was now, but it was hilarious. Hoping the flags give up as well. But yeah, it was hilarious. And the thing is, and again, I saw comments on Facebook from other clubs' fans saying, what if like the players got attacked? The players ain't gonna get attacked. It's not nothing to do with the players. It's not against the players. It's against the board. And this is what the wider footballing world don't seem to understand. You know, I had a guy who's a Liverpool fan comment saying, "Oh, it's embarrassing. What happened today?" So it's not embarrassing. He has no idea, and this is true for the majority of other clubs' fans. They have no idea what's been going on at West Ham for the last 18 months. Their opinion's irrelevant. It's got no weight whatsoever because they don't know what's been going on. You know, for me, all that matters is now that this makes an impression and this puts more and more pressure on the board to get them out. And if this sort of thing keeps happening, it will. Believe me, it will work. Wherever people say, "Oh, this ain't going to achieve nothing, this ain't going to work, this ain't going to achieve nothing," it will. Because if they feel like they're not safe in the stadium, they're going to stop coming and they will sell up. Not that I'm saying that they... I need to clarify that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't feel safe. I'm not saying that you should be attacking them, like physically attacking the ball. That's not what I'm saying at all. But as long as there's that environment and they know they're not comfortable sitting there anymore, just creaming money off the club, they will sell up.
No, I agree, mate. I agree. Okay, mate. Yeah, I did ask on Twitter for a few opinions on what they thought about the game. People on Twitter saying everything about West Ham is toxic right now. Just keep kidding ourselves. David Gold, David Sullivan, Karen Brady, you never ruined us by tearing the heart out of our club for your pursuit of profit. You might own the club, but you've lost the fans for good. Yeah. Shambolic on and off the pitch. We have lost our soul, sold a dream and received a nightmare. We have become a joke club. Craig Phelan says, "Do you think we can stay up this season?"
Only if there are three worst. Only if the teams below us, there are three teams. Well, West Brom are gone, so only if there's two other teams that have worse results in the running than us. I don't think we'll save ourselves. I think we're going to be relying on others to do it for us.
Bobby Collinson says they've broken us and can't fix the mess they have created. This isn't new. They did the same to Birmingham and we are left with the same mess. My 12-year-old son was in tears today because of the behaviour of our fans. Couldn't give a crap what people think of the board. Running on the pitch confronting players is pathetic. Have a look at yourselves. I'm so glad all this happened today. Obviously, I don't want relegation, but the pitch invasion was a must. A points deduction won't make much difference as we are down anyway. And what will the players get as a reward? A holiday? Where is our leader Mark Noble in all of this? So that was sort of someone that agrees with you there, mate. With the crowd trouble that happened today, surely it's only going to get worse. Do you think we'll come back up if we go down? In my opinion, the club is dying, toxic from top to bottom. I can't see how we get out of this situation.
Well, I do think we'll come up. Maybe we won't come up straight away. Again, it all depends on if we do go down, what happens, what players stay, what players go, if we bring any new signings in, if the owners decide to leave, if the owners decide to stay. These are all questions that, we don't know. We don't know. But let's be honest, whatever it is, it's got to be better than where we are now. It's got to be.
Yeah. Gutted on every level. Holy crap. Embarrassing. Heartbreaking. Board need to go away. Is the protest. They won't want the grief. A lot worse. The fans and the board are finished. Empty gestures and crap attempts to PR won't do them any good now. The damage has been done. Why did those pricks jump on the pitch and cause the second goal? A guy just says he loves the podcast, but I don't know how long all this can keep going on. What was that? Considering Burnley are where they are in the league, credit where it is due, they deserve the win. But where are our next 3 points coming from? And that is about it, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's some good comments there from kind of both sides of the fence as well. It's good to see. Obviously, everyone's going to have different opinions on this. I've made my opinions perfectly clear. I know, again, if you'd have seen the podcast, you'll probably know, but even just talking again today, Lee from the Three Hammers has very different opinions to me. And there are going to be a lot of fans with different opinions. I'm not sitting on the fence about it. I've made my opinions perfectly clear. That's how I feel about the situation. If we go down, we go down. If we lose every other game, we lose every other game. You know, as long as it creates a change and as long as it does anything to try and get our club back, that's all I care about now. It really is. That's all I care about. The results are secondary to me at the minute. While they're in charge of this club, that's all I'm worried about, is getting them out.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Poor game today. Poor result. If I just want to end on the football, Southampton game's massive now. Probably more protests at that game. God forbid if we lose that game, what's going to happen. Let us know your thoughts, guys, where you stand. Obviously, like we say, it's all opinions. You're entitled to your opinion. We've got our opinions. And we're not the sort of people that are going to jump on you if you go this way or you go that way. If you defend the ball, defend the actions. Don't defend the actions. That's your prerogative, and you're entitled to it. And please stay tuned to the Three Hammers where you can voice those opinions. Until the podcast, hopefully next week, guys. Come on, you ones. Keep believing in maybe we'll get our club back one day. And if you wonder if Paul's got a skinhead, I'll let him explain it before we leave.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering why I've got no hair now, I've been doing some filming, and I had to shave my head off for it. So there you go. I don't think it's not too bad. I think it's all right. But no, once again, I know I said this last.
You look like Thomas Repka, mate. So
Thomas Repka. I look even more like Thomas Repka now. Yeah. No, thanks again for everyone commenting on our last podcast. Thanks again for all the comments and all the likes. It's been fantastic. Comment on this video as well. Let us know your thoughts on what happened today, on the protest, where you think we'll be going forward. We love reading. We read all the comments. We love getting everyone's input. So thanks again for the support. And as Luke says, yeah, we'll be back with the next podcast.
Yeah, come on, you ones.
Cheers.